of deals with some of the future barbers that Ruben is training today. Yeah, he trains them. Find Sharp Image on Facebook or call 860-591-1177. Sharp Image Barbershop in the former Aramoni's Bakery. It's not a bakery anymore. A proud sponsor of Griswold High School Sports.
You see the signs everywhere. No alcohol if under 21. No tobacco under 21. No vaping supplies under 21. It's 21 for a reason.
Youth that use alcohol are more likely to engage in other risky behaviors, such as gambling. Learn the warning signs and how to talk to your children about addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
At last, a checking account that's worth the switch. While some banks offer checking account rewards and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees, at Eastern, we say, why choose? Why settle for a boring checking account when you can Kasasa? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how easy it is to get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, member FDIC. Do you Kasasa?
Life's been tough, and it's even tougher than ever to find a good therapist. But these days, all you hear is, sorry, we aren't accepting new patients. Next time, reach out to Life's Journey Counseling Services. They're located on Main Street, right in the middle of Jewett City, and they are accepting new patients right now. Individual, couples, family, and group counseling are all services available at Life's Journey Counseling Services in Jewett City. Find them online at lifesjourneyct.com and click on Book Appointment for information on how to start or to simply get questions answered. Life's Journey Counseling Services has multiple therapists on staff, so your questions, concerns, and counseling needs will all be met. lifesjourneyct.com. It's the best place to start your personal journey to heal, become a better version of yourself, and strengthen your relationships. Life's Journey Counseling Services, 70 Main Street here in Jewett City, lifesjourneyct.com.
Your community radio. Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
Well, good morning, Paul.
Good morning. Morning.
Paul is here on a Monday, and he feels A, grumpy, B, sleepy, C, accomplished.
What do you think it is?
I'm asking you. I already know what it is. At least I feel I know what it is.
It's not grumpy.
It's not grumpy.
No,
you are correct. It is not grumpy.
Not grumpy. Let's see.
So is it sleepy or accomplished?
Accomplished.
It is accomplished. That's right.
Yep.
Paul feels accomplished today.
Yes, I do.
I thought I had, let's see here. I thought I had something that I could, yeah. Paul feels accomplished.
Got a clap.
That's right.
Not the clap. I just got a clap.
Victoria said, "See, accomplished." Laughing emoji.
Oh, there.
And Shayna said, Shayna Dugas.
Yeah.
We know, right?
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Shayna is.
Yeah.
Accomplished.
Oh, good.
That's right.
Wow.
The studio audience concurs.
Oh, good.
They're over there somewhere. So the studio audience and two people right away say that Paul feels accomplished today. Do you feel accomplished?
I do.
What did you do that you feel accomplished?
Working in the yard, man. Finished up moving all my topsoil around. That was on Saturday.
That was the first thing
That
you
was
said.
good. That was good.
First thing. Paul came in and he looked at the studio audience and he said, I got all my dirt moved.
Yep.
And they gave him a round of applause.
Yeah.
Good morning, Natalie. So
almost killed me, but that was fine.
It almost killed him, but he's still here. That's right. Another round of applause for Paul. Another round of applause. More feelings of accomplishment. Daryl says, I feel accomplished when I get out of bed. Yes. Daryl says so. Shayna says that, the pot farm must be doing well. Yes, the pot farm.
Well,
Paul's Pot Farm.
the sun, the rain,
Yeah.
growing like crazy.
That's it. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Well, congratulations on
Yeah.
your accomplishment this week.
Well, there you go.
Paul says, screw it. It's legal. Yes.
It is legal. Oh, well. If I was smoking pot, I would.
Do that again. There you go. Yes, Paul with the goofy face. There it is.
Sun is shining. Temperatures are going to be warm.
The sun will be out today. Bet your bottom dollar that today there'll be sun.
Sunny. That's right. It's going to be sunny. Supposed to get back up into 70, 80 over the weekend coming up.
So now here, we'll do me now.
Yeah.
I'm either A, grumpy, B, accomplished, or C, well rested.
I would think well rested.
Well rested is correct. Yes, Paul is correct. Boy, he is on the button.
There you go. Well rested.
Hey, we went to Samantha's graduation, and I have a perfect record for all family events since I am in 0 pictures. Yes, 0 pictures. I'm not in. I've never asked. Hey, Mike, get the picture. No. I'm in 0 pictures.
Oh my
0
God.
in any event.
Really?
Neither is Bob. Bob and I are, we leave. We go to Paul's Pot Farm and get stoned. That's what we do.
No, I don't know what to tell you, man. Well, you're not really.
I'm done looking for acceptance. I don't care anymore. As long as I'm there with my half of the mortgage. Yes, there it is. I'm accepted then.
Well, pictures are nothing.
Let's see. Victoria says, Paul, did you go to the car cruise in Pomfret on Saturday? We were driving by, and she said
No.
she thought she saw you.
No, I don't have time. I don't have much time. I haven't even got my car out yet.
Huh?
I haven't even got the car out yet. Too much work.
We're doing the Chevelle?
That's still covered up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura, good morning. It's the same here. The weather was perfect for getting the yard work. I even did yard work yesterday.
That's yard work now. Yeah. Got to get it done. Get it over with. Then you can do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this big heater for the patio in the back.
Yeah.
And we never used it.
Yeah.
And then there were 3 reflectors that are on top, to kind of push the heat
Pushes
down.
it down. Yeah.
Well, I figured to myself, all right, the reflectors fell down. They fell off that. I wasn't going to go looking for the screws.
Yeah.
So it was like $150, $200 thing.
Yeah.
I put it up for $30.
Yeah.
Someone came and got it.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, that's good.
So someone will have good use of it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It looks weathered, but it's because it was outside.
This time of year, you really don't need it, but in the fall.
Oh, no, I know. But I
Yeah.
never used it.
Yeah.
Maybe used it 2 or 3 times. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We used it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So you feel accomplished. I feel rested. Oh, yeah. So after we got home, we were both there. I did some lawn work. Melissa did some lawn work as well. And we went inside and was like, she goes, I'm going to take a nap. Okay. So she took a nap.
Yep.
I went down about an hour later. It's like 6:00. I am out. And I woke up at 10:00 and I went, oh no. Melissa goes, what's the matter? I said, I just slept till 10:00. I am screwed. I'll be up all night. So, but I didn't. I slept all night.
Well, your body probably needed it.
Ugh.
Being outside on yesterday's, weather, especially over the weekend, being outside for a couple of days kind of makes you kind of like, you're not used to it. So, yeah.
I'm telling you, and it was glorious. It was absolutely glorious.
Yeah.
I had all that sleep, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into some local things today. Some local bad news. In Norwich, there was a guy walking around Mohegan Park yesterday, about 4:40 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Found something that was kind of like coming out of the ground.
Oh, that's not good coming out of the ground. It means the person must have been buried.
Or they were a zombie and they were trying to get out. Anyway, it was a deceased person.
Wow.
So Norwich Police, we have it on the SNSN radio page. You can take a look. Norwich Police have it posted. Well, we posted it. The news story. It was an email story.
Wow.
They found a deceased person in Mohegan Park.
Oh, wow.
And if anybody has any any information,
I'm sure they would want to know.
Sure. Give them a call.
Yeah.
So that's that happened yesterday.
Wow.
What else is happening? Oh, tonight, special borough meeting.
Yeah, I saw something about the fire station.
Yeah, they have their meetings at the fire station now.
Interesting.
Well, we don't know. We know why.
Yeah.
Because they can't use copy paper there. That's why. There's no copy paper to be had there. There's no billing for copy paper.
Hey, here comes Jim.
Here's Jim. So anyway, they're going to be doing that. The borough meeting is tonight. It's a special meeting.
Yeah.
So that's happening. Hey, Jim, what's up?
What's happening?
I want to move to the microphone or have it something here so we can hear you.
This is really tilted up, ain't it?
Yeah.
I can speak a little louder.
Well, that'll be helpful too.
It's just going to tilt us up a little bit because there was a guy in here 6'10".
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know why it doesn't want to go up.
And they're both just ripping into things, thinking they know what they're doing.
Just break it. Just break the hell out of it. You can fix it later. Let the producer fix it.
Oh yeah, I know, we know.
Yeah.
We just want to show up and be on radio. That's what we do. Superstar syndrome.
That's right.
yeah, if I wanted to be on the radio all the time, I guess I would have been here a lot more recently.
Whoa.
See, there we go.
Well, if you hadn't been so freaking cheap and you'd put an extra inch of wire in here.
Oh.
There, is that better, sir?
I don't know. I'm not even paying attention. Trying to fix this. There we go.
God, I created a lot of trouble this morning, huh?
And all you did is walk in the door. Yes,
That's right. Oh, gosh.
And look at the viewers falling off.
What do you say?
Look at the viewers falling off.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually have one person that says, I haven't seen you on the radio. So I got one fan, I can tell you that.
You have more than one, Jim. You have two.
Probably.
All right. So we're just getting into talking about some local stuff. One of the things that we just started mentioning was that there's a borough meeting tonight in the at the firehouse. And look at this. Oh, never mind. But Victoria, hi, Jim. Cindy, hi, Jim. Nice to see you.
Well,
Look at that.
Thank you. I finally got caught up on some things.
I said two and two people. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be more. But they're having a special meeting at the firehouse, the borough, because they're no longer having it in the town hall. As Jim lets out a gasp. Yes, Jim.
Okay.
Yes, Jim. Oh, Jen Goff here. Hi, Jim. Fan number 3.
Hey, it's showing up.
That's right.
Wow.
Ooh. Show up, show out. There you go. All right. So what do you think about that, Jim? You went borough meetings now at the firehouse, the Jewett City Firehouse. It's a special meeting tonight. No public comment, I believe, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually not. I mean, it's my understanding is that the chairman has the opportunity to take public comment if someone has something pertinent to the subjects that are under discussion. Now, a few chairmen do that. A lot of them do not. I'm not sure if they even know that they can do it.
Got it. So tonight, do you know what's on the agenda?
Something about cameras, I thought I saw.
Yeah, they're going to talk about the cameras downtown.
Yep.
That's one thing. And the second thing is they're going to talk about the possible purchase of real estate here in the borough.
Oh,
Do you know what that is?
yes.
Do you know what it is?
No.
They already had an inspection. And this is all public stuff. I mean, this is all stuff that was in the minutes and stuff. But
I can make a guess.
take a wild guess.
At what they're going to purchase.
What?
The old Jewett City Savings Bank.
Yeah, the building we were in.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the old building we were in. So that's what they're looking at. So that's a special meeting. I guess they're going to have some conversation about it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I know they already ran an inspection. So we'll just have to see what happens, with the segregation of the borough and the town within the same building. I particularly, as I'm not even speaking just as a radio guy or anybody that flaps his gums a lot. As a resident, I think it's awful that they feel that they have to leave. Because when you go pay your taxes, if you want to take, your borough taxes, your car taxes, I mean, I don't know if they're going to keep it all in the same place like they do now. But if you have the borough, if you got to go to two places, that sucks. And all because of what? All because, but we're not even talking anything substantial.
I know it's pennies, Mike. It's pennies.
We're not even talking anything substantial. Yeah. So I'll be the first person, and I've said, like, when I think that the Board of Selectmen are doing good things, like, personally, I say it. You do too, and I know you do too. But when they do something that's kind of like, that's a real head scratcher.
Yep.
This one's a head scratcher, and apparently Eric, the town finance director, said at a meeting one time, or whatever, that, him and Dana, I guess, are both on board with this. Okay, well, you're on board, but I don't understand the maybe Jim. I'm glad you're here because maybe you can bring some light to this because you're very immersed in town politics and boards and commissions and stuff like that.
I'm not sure, Mike, what initially instituted the thing, but it's all about. The borough has office space in the town, and they're not paying anything for it. Well, on the other hand, there, as is said frequently, borough residents are town taxpayers also. Right. Okay. Right. We've had this going on for decades. I mean, I don't know if it's been going on for centuries, but certainly been going on for decades. And I don't see what the harm is I mean, the good is that everything is there consolidated in one building. Okay. So as you pointed out, you don't have to run around. I'm not sure.
Which is the reason why I believe they consolidated to begin with, as far as offices, because taxes all paid in the same place.
My understanding it all evolved over the NIP money. Okay. Because, the borough felt that it was entitled to part of the NIP money. Mm-hmm. And I guess there was a regulation that said that's true. Okay. The NIP money is $30,000 a year or some darn thing. All right. I don't know the exact amount. Okay.
Now, you want to explain what NIP money is? Because I don't think you say NIP money. I don't know.
Yeah. You go to the liquor store and you buy these nips,
yep.
These little tiny 1 or 2 ounce bottles of alcohol. Yep. Okay. And they've put a deposit on those.
Which the customer pays at the time of purchase.
Yes. Okay. And basically we're finding tens of thousands of these things distributed, just thrown out the windows. I find them on my lawn. I'm sure.
I found one on my lawn yesterday, actually.
Yeah. So the idea was to help not have that trash thrown around. Well, to me, a nickel today is not enough incentive for anybody that's going to throw trash. Okay. put a dollar charge on them. All right. I remember when I was a youngster and we passed the bottle bill in Massachusetts. Okay. I says, okay, I'm going out and I'm going to take, this was a few weeks afterwards. I'm going to look around. Hey, you know, a nickel to me when I was 12 years old, that was worthwhile. I couldn't find one. The only thing I could find was some old rusty cans. So the argument is the borough feels they're entitled to some of that NIP money. The town says they're not. Okay. And that's where that went to. Okay. But here's the other side of that equation. Apparently, the borough is also entitled to state road aid money. So my understanding is the borough is not giving that money to the town, which they always did in the past, which is about $76,000, I think, you know, round numbers. So we're trading off $30,000 that the town is going to keep versus $76,000 that they could have got from the borough for the road aid fund. Doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense to me. Okay. Now I've probably ticked off a few people, but
no.
Hey, one of the things I am, Mike, is I say it like I see it. I'm not going to hide behind some facade or something else. And you know that, Paul knows that.
So from what I understand, Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you know about this too, is that they have X amount of liquor stores in the town of Griswold, right? And from what I understand, that boroughs are supposed to get, or at least get, the money from that was collected from maybe liquor stores that were in that particular domain. Like we have one here in the borough. So should they not, Paul, do you think, get that money at least from the, or was it 4?
I don't
know how they divide the money up, to be honest with you. I mean, is it per liquor store, certain percentage? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Paul, go ahead.
How many liquor stores we actually have? We have one in downtown here. Is there any up further?
No, there's one downtown.
One on 38 is actually part of Griswold, right? The one on 38.
There's 2 on 138.
So that's part of Griswold.
1, 2, and then there's one, actually a third on 138 if you want to count the one over by Ocean State. There's one on the side of
the back side of that.
Yeah.
There's one. Yeah.
So there's 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, you could tell by the volume of the store. Well, I'm sure nobody's keeping track of the actual number of nip bottles they sell, I suppose, but you could do it on a volume basis.
Or percentage. Just
that's what I'm telling you. Yeah, percentage of the volume between the 4 liquor stores.
Well, I can tell you the one in Jewett City is probably a hell of a lot busier than 2 of the ones on 138.
Yeah, could be.
You know, I mean, so, but I guess my question is do you feel that the borough should be getting the money, at least for the, for the liquor store divvied up somehow, that is from the Jewett City one?
If you got $30,000 and we have 5 of them and one of them's in town, you take the 5 and divide it into the 30.
Well, in this case, there's
that's $6,000.
4.
600. What is it? $6,000.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it's 4.
Yeah.
And
so you get $7,500.
Right, which is what? And they were saying $7,600, correct? So there you go. So even if you divide it into equal parts, parts is parts.
I don't know.
And maybe the thing all revolved. I don't know whether it started over that or
I think it's
revolved about doing away with the borough to begin with, or if that was secondary. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether the egg came before the chicken or the chicken came before the egg. In this case.
It's probably using the copy machine, using the paper, using the space, using electricity. That's probably all part of what.
The borough office is only open like 15 hours a week.
I know, but they're still charging them probably.
I know, but what I'm saying is you talk about electricity. How much electricity could they be using?
I know. But
they're turning a computer and a light on.
I guess they're sick of getting nickels and dimes, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of funny because it never came up before.
Yeah.
And now they're going to go to the expense of having their own building. And, they're probably saying, all right, if somebody kicks you in the ass several times and they say, screw this, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You do the same thing.
Jennifer says the wholesalers remit the money to the municipalities So they do keep track of the number sold to the retailer. That is how they determine the exact dollars for each location.
Oh, there you go.
And First Selectman Kevin Cunningham says the state collects data on nip bottles per store sales. So now Jennifer's saying it's through the wholesalers, and the First Selectman in Plainfield says that they collect data from the stores.
So they're probably doing both, which is just a duplicative effort, another waste of taxpayers' money. Okay.
Well, it's unfortunate it happened. It probably never would have happened if nobody would have started this whole borough town, thing that was started.
I mean, people ask me what I think about it. The combining of the borough and the town. Okay, and as a town taxpayer, I absolutely abhor it. I don't want to be picking up the taxes for the borough. Right. But on the other hand, I own real estate in the borough also, and I'm happy that
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying, because borough taxes would probably go down.
Yeah,
but
they would go away.
Right, but then you have town taxes.
Yeah.
That would go up.
Yeah,
because that money's got to be absorbed somewhere.
That's why I'm saying, as a town resident,
right.
I don't want the borough dissolved. As an owner of real estate in the borough, hey, dissolve it, because now you're going to pick up part of my costs. Does that make any sense?
No, I get it. I mean, I understand. I understand. I mean, I've looked at this a million, 7 ways to Sunday. Like, how is this? I can't come up with why this is a good deal. Why this is a good deal for the residents of Griswold and the residents of the borough of Jewett City. I don't see how this is a good thing.
I mean, if you were talking, a couple of hundred or 500 or $500,000 or $1 million, and you'd say look into it, but you're talking peanuts. There's nothing. There's no money. You're spending more money wasting time looking at it than you are you'd be able to receive from it. So,
well, how much money are you going to spend ultimately in legal fees?
I mean, legally, the schools are in the borough.
No.
Schools are not in the borough?
They're just, well, I mean,
I think they are.
They're in the borough.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to the old story where at Sorrells, part of Sorrells is in the borough. Part of Sorrells is in the town.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So right?
They're not in the borough.
So I think they use Jewett City Department of Public Utilities.
Okay, but they're not in the borough. Okay.
But geographically, I think they're part of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. They're not the borough.
They're just over.
It's just over.
It's like part of Wright Field at the high school baseball field is in the borough. But the rest is, imagine going for a fly ball. I can't get it. Why? It's in the borough.
No, okay. Yeah,
it's not a play.
Yeah, you got a good point.
Insanity. I mean, we got a lot bigger issues than that we ought to be dealing with.
Larry, I think, just co-signed what I said here. Only part of the back of the school property is in the borough.
Yeah.
Here's a good point. Jamie Eaton, replying to Jennifer Goth here about the NIP money and stuff and where it comes from, and says, does that mean Lisbon is lumped in with the Griswold Jewett City since the zip code is shared? So, for example, if they do it by zip code,
do what? What are we talking?
The NIP money. If they divvy the money up by zip code, is Lisbon part of that? Because there are liquor stores in Lisbon.
True.
And they're 06351.
I'm going to guess not, but
I agree with you.
Because the taxes, the taxes are separate. I don't see it.
I don't think Lisbon would want to give it. Who owns the zip code? Is it Lisbon or is it Griswold or Jewett City?
I think it's Jewett City that owns the zip code. How you like that, Griswold?
It's probably involved because that's where the post office is actually situated.
Yeah,
that's right.
Jennifer says, Jamie, yes, but Lisbon was paired out by the wholesalers and sent directly to them. And Jamie says, thank you. Thank you. So I had heard that too before, that the Lisbon retailers were set out on their own and getting their own. Yeah. Because now here's the other thing too. Part of Lisbon also has a Norwich zip code.
Yeah. Well, look at Plainfield. Plainfield's got 2.
They got more than that.
Have they?
Well, they got Plainfield 06374, Moosep's 06354, and Regan's 06287.
And part of it's our zip code right here.
Those are quote unquote villages.
Yeah.
In the town of Plainfield.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if there was some sort of an absorption, would Jewett City be a village in the town of Griswold as opposed to a borough? Because I believe villages don't have their own standalone government.
I don't know. I'm not up on that. I have no clue.
Well, we got some area. I can't think of the names of them, but we got some areas outside here that still are called. I'll use the term villages.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Occam? Is Occam called a village?
Yeah, but Occam's not part of Griswold.
No, I'm saying it's part of Norwich.
Right.
Taffville. What's Taffville?
Occam has its own zip code. I'll tell you that.
Oh, what about Taffville?
They have their own zip code as well.
Oh, but they're still part of Norwich.
So does Hanover.
And well, Hanover is part of.
But it's all considered. Me growing up and stuff like that. Baltic. Oh, you mean Norwich? Yeah. So I know where I understand what you're saying. It makes sense.
Isn't Baltic part of Sprague?
Yes. Yes.
It's Hanover, I think.
Yeah.
Those are subsidiaries of Sprague.
Let's see here. All right, Jennifer's going to try to clear something up for us. Jewett City is its own municipality, which we know, and governed separately, which we know and recognize in statute and by its own charter. Plainfield, all of its villages are governed by the town of Plainfield. So it's kind of what I said. But I'm Patchogue, Donna says.
Okay.
Patchogue. And there's a few others that are like that.
Cunningham's got a big territory, huh?
He does.
He's big.
He does.
I didn't realize how important he was.
In the big scheme of things, Paul,
Glasgow.
None of us are important.
How about the ever famous borough of Glasgow?
Yeah.
Not a borough.
No, it's a village like you got in Plainfield there.
Right. So I think that's the difference between a borough and a village. But anyway, they're going to be having their meetings now there. They can have their meetings if they end up buying that property across from the savings bank.
Yep.
Because there's that big room where they can have a meeting, and have a board meeting.
Plus, they're limited to what? One room upstairs on the second floor. That's all they get, right?
Well, they use
a room inside of a room, so
yeah,
you get a room and then there's an office behind it.
But they use the main meeting room on occasion too for their meetings and stuff. And I'm not sure, but I think I suggested to the borough to talk to Jewett City Savings Bank, have them give the building to the borough, and the savings banks gets a tax write-off for it. It's a win-win.
They could have given it to SNSN and got a tax write-off of it too. But what'd they do?
I don't think
That's
I don't think they get a tax write-off.
No, they wouldn't get a tax write-off for us.
Okay.
No. They still could have given it to us. We were there. But I get it. I get it, though. I mean,
the major thing is the lack of parking there. That makes that building not have a lot of value, I mean, I've looked at it, and
plus that's the right kind of business to go in there, because you don't need tons of parking, because it's going to be limited to just the borough staff.
Yeah,
and they'll find a place to park anyway. But it's not like you're going to have a business that's going to have a lot of people in and out.
Well, when you come to pay your taxes.
Oh, that but that's not
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
the voting.
So they're going to move the borough town clerk there?
Town clerk? Town clerk is
The borough clerk, I mean.
why not?
Okay. So
Why
that's
would
going to, so now that's what I'm talking about. It's going to make it real inconvenient for the residents.
Yeah.
It's going to make it really inconvenient. Yeah. Why? Because of copy paper and fax machines. I said right out, I said, if it comes down to that, I'll buy a couple boxes of paper, because how much could they possibly be using in that borough office? Not a
Probably
lot.
more than you think, but insignificant to the amount the town uses.
I doubt they're using a lot. I bet you if I bought them 5 boxes of paper, they'd probably be good.
I mean, they may use it for something else too. Don't know.
Paper planes?
No, I'm talking the building is pretty good size, so they may use the other part of the building for something other than the borough stuff.
Well,
They may have a couple of residents in it. I mean, I don't know. Who the hell knows?
I'm saying I don't think they're printing a lot of things.
Yeah. I would predict that if it goes to referendum, the town will overwhelmingly decide they don't
Town
want to
doesn't.
absorb.
Why would the town want that?
It wouldn't.
The town.
Why
Would the
world?
town be involved? It's just strictly the borough. If they want to buy that building, it would be the borough residents that would vote on it, not the town residents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the dissolution of the.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's different. I don't think the town would vote for it.
No, I don't.
I don't think so
imagine
either.
If I'm like I said, if I'm a borough resident, I'll vote for it. If I'm a town resident, I'll vote against it.
All right. Court. Good morning. 5 cents on the nip bottles is pointless. If anything, it has created an excuse for more litter. These tiny plastic bottles are everywhere, especially catch basins and wetlands. If the state really cares about the ecosystem, put a 50-cent or dollar deposit, that's what Jim said, on all bottles and cans, and people will return them, or others will pick them up for the cash. Put the money where your mouth is.
Well, we have a lady that comes by our house every week or every 2 weeks. We save all the recyclables for her, the deposit ones, and she donates the money to a charity.
And what, Carol?
What's that?
Carol?
I don't know what her name is.
From Lisbon?
I don't know where she's from. She just comes.
She had
by.
tractor truckloads of bottles and stuff?
No, she picks them up in her car.
Okay. There's a lady that she works at Cranky's actually now. And she collected, I think she raised like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for the food bank.
Nice.
So just by collecting these bottles.
Yep.
Wow.
Larry says, well, if the claim of the borough doesn't pay for this or that, never came about, and the borough pays for their own supplies.
The borough does pay for their
Yeah.
own supplies. So that's all nonsense too then.
Yeah. And then here's another thing we have yet to mention. What about the issue of JCDPU and the sewage plant?
Well, that's an interesting issue. I had that discussion. I says, why would the town want to take on the sewer plant in particular, which is running at a huge deficit? In fact, they just had a meeting about raising the sewer rates a couple of nights ago.
That's right.
Okay. Because
I did see that.
Because the sewer plant apparently was designed, it's running at about 20 or 25% capacity, which is not an efficient way to run.
Aren't they having some money issues right now? The sewer plant?
Having issues? What did you
Well,
say?
Or I heard they were looking at possibly selling it off to privatizing it.
I
haven't heard that.
I haven't
They
heard
just
that
got a
either.
grant, right?
For
It's got it for the wall or something to protect it from the
yeah,
river.
yeah. But they got an expensive
Yeah.
review by the state coming up, if it hasn't already come up, which is, I mean, I heard very large numbers, but I think they've done something to get that number reduced, but probably still is a pretty good sized expense. If Ken Sullivan's listening, he can certainly clarify that for us.
Ron says Ohio doesn't pay for us for bottles. New business plan. I'll ship all these bottles to you to cash in. Let's see here. And why would the borough want to give a profitable electric division to the town for free also that we pay for?
Well, that's a good question too. But the other side of that is you got a negative sewer operating plant.
What if this is really evil? The borough owns JCDPU, correct?
My understanding.
I thought the stockholders, the
borough
would who actually
The borough taxpayers. But I mean, how do you ever sort something like that?
well, anybody who's on Jewett City Power is part of the. Well, I don't know if you own it or not.
Well, let's say the Jewett City DPU is owned by the borough resident. I believe it's the borough resident.
That's my understanding too. Yes.
Okay.
So I mean,
when are we going to start charging the town for electricity?
Town doesn't use it.
They don't use JCDPU in their town hall?
Yeah, they do, but are they paying a bill?
Oh, I'm sure they're paying a bill. The same as the school is paying a bill.
Yeah. Or take it away.
Hey, Eversource would love it because the rates would,
Yeah.
and then the taxpayers are going to get screwed once more again.
Sometimes the best solution is just leaving shit alone.
Yep. Carolyn's father used to say, if it ain't broken, don't fix it if it ain't broken. Or something to that effect.
Hey, Larry says he's heard nothing about the sewer division.
Is this Larry Laidley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Larry Boston.
Oh.
Larry Boston.
Okay, because I was going to say I wouldn't think that Larry Laidley would be
No.
available to be on the radio.
No, not Larry. Not Larry Laidley. It would not be him. Because God knows, he's not a Boston Red Sox fan. Who's just had their winning streak broken yesterday by Philadelphia, 4-1, 6-1. It was a good run. The only reason why you can build anything in town or borough or Lisbon is because of that sewer plant. Scott Davis says, great conversation today, gents. Scott, when are you coming back on, man? Jesus. You're never on anymore. You were always such a wonderful, wonderful guest to have on.
Yeah. I thought the finance board the other night did a real nice job.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
patient.
they did.
They were really patient. Because if I was on that board, man, there would have been a few words coming out of my mouth.
Ron says, go Yankees. The last place Yankees. But I will say this. I made a comment on the SNSN Sports page that the Yankees, who are in last place right now, have a record that they would be in second place in any other division. Just to give you an idea how powerful the American League East is.
Yeah.
So they're not really in last place. It's the American League East.
No.
And I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Red Sox fan. But that's what it is.
I think somewhat earlier in this conversation, when we were talking about the nip bottles, there was a comment made about the state being involved and if they're concerned about the health and welfare. Well, I think I've mentioned this before. We're cutting down thousands of acres of trees along the highways in this country. Okay, so we got one division of the state government saying we can't even have gas stoves in our homes anymore. I don't know whether Connecticut's got to that point, but just as an exaggeration. And yet we got another division over here sitting in opposite corner of the room that's cutting all the trees down along the highway. Well, the trees take and absorb the CO2 that everybody seems to be worried about. There's no life without CO2, number one. Okay.
Yeah.
And why in heck have we got one division crying about it over here and another division doing the exact opposite over here?
I agree. And as a matter of fact, they want to plant more trees. That's the other thing.
And I mean,
plant more
I've
trees.
heard the reason is, well, a tree might fall down in a snowstorm and cause an accident. If the snow was that bad, stay home.
I mean, our gorgeous highways we had here in New England with the beautification of those trees along the side of the road.
Route 52
was nice. I mean, you drive down a road, you feel like you're really driving down a nice scenic highway.
Yeah.
Now it's like, what the heck is this? Everything is wide open, cut down, looks like hell. Thank you, Mr. Lamont.
I think last Tuesday I got tied up for 20 minutes going
Down there.
Going down there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I don't know how many cars get tied up a day going down there, but say 10,000. Okay, 20 minutes a piece. That's a hell of a lot of hours, a hell of a lot of lost productivity. Okay, how much money is that actually taking out of the economy?
Yep.
You know, it's.
Oh, I agree.
It is so stupid. It's beyond comprehension.
Yep.
But then,
And right now
what's
they're
the
down.
nickname of government?
Yeah, right now they're almost down to where the motor vehicle department is down that way.
Yeah, almost down to exit 11.
You mean for the trees?
Yeah.
Good morning, Lori Sorter.
Good morning, Lori.
Uh-oh. There's
Yeah,
a borough
she's gonna
person.
drop the hammer now.
There's
Look out.
a borough person.
Hammer time. Good morning. She says the borough grant is to build a flood wall that for the WWTP, which apparently is the new Jewett City radio station, WWTP. We love toilet paper. Sorry. Got to come up with something better than WWTP. I haven't heard any talk of looking to sell the WWTP. Da, 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 da. And you are correct that there are financial difficulties there due to underuse and aging out of mechanics. ARPA funds have provided a substantial amount for repairs, but being 18 years old, things are aging out at the same time.
Yeah, that's what happens.
We love toilet paper. And Vaughn says, why don't we just go out and dig a hole for an outhouse like our forefathers did?
Well, you know, the way these environmentalists, maybe you won't be able to have a sewage treatment plant. We don't know.
Yeah, the environmentalists certainly won't allow it, but we may be headed that way.
We're heading to losing everything that we have.
No.
Beheaded?
No.
We will be
We
headed.
will be headed.
Punctuation is everything.
Yeah.
20 points earlier, court says, spot on, Jim. Cut all trees, but punish the working class.
Yep.
There you go.
What working class is going to be, they're getting beat up big time.
It's all right. It's National Nurses Week. Did you know that? Well, we'll have to see. It's just gonna. I just wonder because it's like, you know, you watch all these meetings come and go throughout the years and everything, and what changes? Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing changes. This is the most substantial change in a long time. You know, they're going to go ahead and possibly purchase a building. You know what I mean? To move on to to segregate. Why? And it's.
Well, I think there's more to it.
I understand what the borough's doing. They feel like they're getting pushed out. You know what I mean? They're getting pushed out.
Yeah.
I don't think this should have this. I mean, we're going to beat this up all day long, but I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense. All it does is it makes it rougher on the resident. This whole thing makes it harder on the resident.
I've heard comments about the Griswold doesn't have any state troopers. Okay. So what do they think they're going to do? They think they're going to take the borough state troopers?
Well,
not unless they're paying for them.
You just made a good comment because I think the state police are going to go in there as well.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, rumors are rumors, but
yeah,
that's
but that was the rumor that the state
Yeah,
police would go into that building along.
And they were going to
with-
save the money from rental over at the mill.
Mall. Yeah. Mill. Slater Mill Mall.
Yeah.
Well, on the subject of state stupidity, I have another one. And that is they are trying to pass it came out of the Transportation Committee. They're trying to pass.
Is this state or local or
state?
Okay.
Okay. The State Transportation Committee sponsored it because.
NTSB?
Huh? Yeah. Basically, they want to, well, there's a tremendous problem with parking, especially in many of the apartment houses and the condominiums around town, partly because the zoning had never kept up with the increase in the number of automobiles. So they have a motion, and this is anybody that is renting owns an apartment or a condominium. You want to pay attention to this, and you really ought to take and send out to your state senator, Heather Summers, and Brian Lanou, our state rep, to shoot this thing down. What they want to do is not allow you to tow vehicles that are illegally parked in your private property. Okay. You have to give them, well, depending on which legislation gets passed, you have to give them 24 hours to 48 hours notice that they are parked here illegally. Now, most of us, we have parking. We have no parking signs. This is for resident parking only and everything else. Okay. So just one more infringement on our private rights on private property. Why should the state be involved? Their mission statement doesn't even state anything about them being involved in this. And the reason they're getting involved is because you got a few noisy people who don't follow the damn rules and regulations, and they think they're special and they can do anything they want. So I just wanted to put that in there.
Most likely, if you're going to 48 hours, you'd probably be going anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're probably parking there for the night at somebody's spot, and then the next morning you're out of there. So what's that going to gain?
Well, it's even, let's go like, what if you break down on the side of the road and on the highway? You got to call them. And they'll tag your car, and it gives you, 24 hours to get your car out of there, or else then they're going to tow it.
I mean, what we do at some of our complexes is you see who's parking it. We issue parking stickers at many of our complexes. Okay, so you know who belongs there, and you walk through and you'll tag a car that doesn't belong in there. Okay, and then I've tagged cars 6-8 times. They just don't care.
Yeah, but the police can't do anything. It's a private parking spot.
Yeah,
it's private property. They can't do anything. Yeah, except maybe if there's an argument or something like that. But other than that, they can't make you get out of there. Except a tow truck.
Well, and it affects that whole business too.
Yeah.
And the documentation. I mean, they'll finally allow you to do it. I think if you take, at least the proposal is if you tag the car or the vehicle, the third time you tag it, you can tow it. Okay, but you got to document it. You know, I mean, my comment back to the Department of Transportation was basically put a notice on the vehicle, take a picture of it with the date and the time that you did it. Okay, and if you see it there again, you tow it.
A lot of times these state legislatures have no clue what the hell they're talking about. They have no idea. Somebody came to them about something, and they run with it, but they don't realize the impacts that they cause by making these decisions because they have no common sense. You know, it happens in a lot of cases. They come up with all these fancy laws, and then further down the road, look at the impact it causes us. You know,
and you're absolutely right, Paul. That's something I've been thinking about talking about on the radio at some point. Also, is they create a law because a small segment wants it changed. Okay. Yep. And they usually are the violators that cause the change in the law to come along.
Yeah, and it's usually somebody in one of the bigger cities that's complaining. Yeah. That's why we should split.
Split?
I'm still saying we should split Connecticut in half.
I'm all for it.
Get away from Hartford.
Good morning, Rowan Birmingham. Hello. Young man watching us this morning.
Gotcha.
Be excited to see you play on the new multi-purpose field this year, Rowan. You and your brother Cole, fantastic for Griswold Youth Football.
Okay. Not going to get anything out of us.
No comment.
See, if you guys are looking at the ticker down at the bottom, it sure be nice if you know, whatever, you can text. If you don't want to put something in the chat group and you want to be anonymous, we can read it on the air if you text us. You can see that number 860-591-9664. You can text us. And we can read the comment if you, like I said, if you want it to be anonymous. We don't have to go ahead and read your name or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's 860-591-9664. So there's that. Want to talk, every so often, and I do need to do this more, is that, to acknowledge our sponsors and stuff and our supporters that keep us here and keep us broadcasting local sports. One of the things that I will say, and this has come up a lot in local media and local social media, is there are parents that would like to have their kids' games streamed. Sure. I mean, they're of course they would want. Why wouldn't they want that? But they wonder why nobody's doing it. There are certain sports that don't get streamed.
Yep.
They're probably not. They're not the most widely popular sports. They're fun to watch. I mean, I can tell you, lacrosse is a blast to watch if you've ever watched it. But lacrosse, soccer in the United States really are not as popular as others. And then people were saying, well, why isn't it streamed? Well, you can stream it. You can stream it. We at SNSN actually now have equipment that we will go ahead and rent to you if you want to go ahead and stream whatever you want to stream. As far as a sporting, whatever, a wedding, I don't care what you want to do. It's up to you as long as it's legal. But there's no more any reason to say, why isn't the game streamed? You can stream it. Because what I'm finding is that people want it streamed, but maybe they're not sure how to do it. So that's why they don't. And I'll show you how to do it. It's very easy. And if there's anything that you want to stream, there's many ways to do it, and we will help you with that. Because, I believe that every sporting event, because the kids love it. The kids, we found this out, specifically doing this the last 7-8 years, right? And like Little League is such a blast. These kids love it. They absolutely love it. What do you think they do when the game's over? They go right home with their buddies. They're looking on their devices. They're watching the game. They absolutely love it. So if it's something that you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah.
And don't write on social media that it's not being streamed. You can do it. You can stream it.
That's the fundamental problem, in my opinion, Mike. They want somebody else to do it.
And that's okay. There's a lot of things that I want somebody else to do, like my roof.
But when I say somebody else, I'm thinking about you in particular. Okay, you got to limit. You got to finite amount of time.
Yeah. Well, we have stuff. Right, I do. I can't buy locate yet. I haven't figured that one out. But
you're just not paying enough attention to artificial intelligence.
You know what? That might be something we could do. AI is getting scary.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Vaughn, yes, you can stream the pickleball games from Florida if you'd like. Pickleball's fun. You ever play pickleball?
No, but
I haven't.
I got a friend that's playing it down there. Yeah.
It's like tennis, but smaller.
Yeah.
It's like a combination of pickleball and table tennis.
That's because us old guys can't move so fast.
So
you gotta make
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
That game's pretty quick. That's fast
Can't
and
move
furious.
that quick. Yeah.
Huh?
Can't move that quick.
No, but some of it is pretty quick. So
Yeah. I don't know, Jim. Do you think we should talk a little about what we went on Saturday?
Yeah.
I think it's something that we should bring out to the town. It is something called CERT, which is the.
I guess I'm done with the sponsors, right?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were done.
No, you just said, "Hey, Jim, you think we should?" Talk
No, I
about
thought you were done. You shut up, so you didn't
No,
say
no,
anything.
no,
Go
no.
ahead, finish.
Keep going.
Keep
No.
going.
The Burns Agency here in Danielson and in Norwich. They sponsor our studio, and they're the main reasons why we sit where we sit. That's the Burns Agency Insurance. It's in Norwich and in Dayville. The Jewett City Savings Bank with a couple hundred offices now, I think. But they have them all the way from Putnam down to Pawcatuck. And they're all over the place. Jewett City Savings Bank. They're celebrating their 150th year right now in business. And go to their website, jcsbank.com, for more information. Okay, that's all I got for right now. All right, guys.
Well,
Go ahead.
You missed Capital Property Group.
Who are they?
It's just where you're living.
Well, I just didn't get to them
Go right ahead.
yet. Or
Go ahead.
I was just going
Go
to
ahead.
spit out those two. All right. Capital Property Group. He's not even, you know what? He's not even watching downstairs.
No.
That's not even watching. So.
He's got too many other things on his mind.
Oh, so that's the excuse around here. We got too much. Oh, you're not doing it? Oh, sorry. I had too much to do. Yeah, so Capital Property Group, we are here at the Paragon building on 70 Main Street in Jewett City, and they have plenty of space that you can rent. So if you're transitional or need office space or whatever, or work area, you can get it here. And there's copiers available. Maybe the borough should come in.
Might be cheaper in the long
It might
run.
be cheaper. Copiers, fax, and they'll, scanners, all the business machines, and that's all available to you. That comes with your membership here. They even have a big meeting room that comes along with your membership here.
Yep. We hold some of our condominium meetings here.
Let's see. An anonymous text just came in, and said, didn't want to bother you in the chat, but is that Paul's brother? It's his better-looking older brother. No, it is not.
Just to let you know how bad Paul looks, I could be his father.
Well, no. You guys are in the same decade now.
No, we're not.
I'm not 80 yet.
Are you in your 90s?
I'm not
Close.
quite there yet.
Not yet.
I got a few more months to go, then I'll be in my 80s.
You'll be in your 80s.
Yeah.
Do you want to divulge or no?
Hey, I'm 83. I'll be 84 in November.
All right, so you're not old enough to be his father.
No, I was joking.
I was joking.
But you guys are you guys look amazing for your ages. I'm not even saying, I've told you that many times. I think you look incredible for your age, and you still look like you're sitting on the sidelines of baseball when I was a kid. So,
The body tells a different story, though.
Yeah.
Speaking, are you done with your? Are you done with your?
yes, go ahead,
advertising?
do it. Go ahead, do your thing.
You having a garden this year?
Yes,
Good for you. Good for you.
yes. I did something. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but because I've heard good things and bad things. I'm using some tires as raised beds.
People do that. Yep.
Yep.
And that gives you a little bit longer planting season, I believe, because that black tire is going to absorb a lot of heat and keep that soil warm.
Yeah.
I don't do it. It's just too much. I mean, I plant. My background comes from my great grandfather had almost 1,400 acres.
Yeah. Well, but that's what I'm going to put 2 tomato plants, I think, in each one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep tomatoes out of the main garden and just put them in there.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to, matter of fact, if I went down to Empire Tire,
Yep.
as long as, I told them, I said, I just want crap tires that you're not going to sell that are beat up or whatever. And they had tons of them.
Yeah.
I said, here. And they gave them to me.
I got a couple at the house. I'll drop them off.
All right. That'd be cool. That'd be really, really cool. Michelle says, good morning. Good morning, Michelle. That's Chili. I didn't even recognize you by your actual name. Michelle Childers, as I call her Chili, and I didn't even realize it.
Oh.
She's a tree, by the way. She's actually a tree that's come to life. It's a story you'd have to understand.
Yeah, I guess you would.
But yeah, we're going to use I built other flower beds. Raised beds, what we use for, regular stuff. But I'm going to use that. I want to get a couple more. I'm going to put perennials in them
Mm-hmm.
outside. So
I put in 40 Waltham butternut squash.
you got any more of the crooked neck?
Yep.
Do you?
Yep. You want a few?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be good. I'll definitely plant them. I love squash.
I love the crook necks much better than
Yeah.
the straight necks. I mean, it's just totally different flavor.
A little sweeter too.
I haven't noticed that, but
Yeah. I did.
I mean,
All right, you guys got to talk about what you're going to talk about because I'm going to keep going off on a tangent. You wanted to talk about what happened this weekend or Saturday. Well, that would be this weekend.
You want to say anything, Jim? Go ahead.
No, you started it.
All right. So this Saturday morning, a bunch of us from the safety committee, along with some of the other emergency response people and a representative from the Coffee Vets group.
The coffee shop.
Yeah.
The Veterans Coffee Shop. Veterans Coffee House.
Coffee House, yeah. We met at the senior center, and Rich Waslick, who is very active in town with emergency services, presented to us something they call CERT, which is the Connecticut Emergency Response Team. The closest one to us is Norwich. So we're talking about creating a response team here in we're talking about creating a response team here in Griswold.
Yeah.
Now, these response teams, there's all kinds of things that go along with it. You know, the search and rescue is one of them. You know, they help out at different events. There's a lot of training involved. There's no cost to the taxpayer to supply the training things. It's like 4 courses you have to take in order to become a member of the response team. And just because you remember the response team doesn't mean you're going to go out in the woods looking for somebody. You could have an administrative job or something like that. So he made the presentation to the safety group, and the selectmen were there. All 3 selectmen were there. They kind of bought into it. Though it was a good idea that we do this. So so far we've drafted a letter to the Board of Selectmen to bring it up to a meeting and approve it. And then Rich will write a letter to the state to start the process. So you want to say anything more, Jim?
I'm just gonna. It's not Connecticut Emergency Response Team. It's Community.
Community. I'm sorry.
Community Emergency Response Team. Yeah. Don't give Connecticut.
I couldn't remember what the state stood for. Yeah. So it'll be open to anybody that lives in the town of Griswold or Voluntown, Lisbon, anybody that wants to join the team. As long as they take the training, they could become members of the thing. So we're in the infant stage. Hopefully, we're going to be able to get this thing going. Thanks to Rich, and it'll be a good thing for the town. We'll be the first
Rich
one.
used to be on this show, but he has important stuff to do lately. I don't know.
So
he's just crazy busy.
Well, I changed the name from Tuesdays and Thursdays to Mike and Rich to Mike and Owasalik. Because it could be either him or it could be Kathy, one of the two.
So I'm sure people in town will be hearing more about this in the future.
Yep.
Open to anybody be able to join as long as you take the training and no cost.
Yeah. I think we need a minimum of 25 people involved.
Yeah. Which hopefully we'll get 25 people.
In fact, I think we talked about some of the youngsters from the school system being involved.
Yeah. Talking about younger kids in the school would perhaps join as well, but they wouldn't be able to do anything until 18 years old. So, something that I think would be good for the town.
Here's something else from the community, which I think is pretty important, is yesterday they had their banquet at AquaTurf in Southington.
Who was they?
AquaTurf is quite the place.
The CIAC student scholar athletes from Griswold, well, all schools. I mean, there were hundreds of people, but Danny Sims and Summer Millette from Griswold, they were honored as being top scholar athletes out of Griswold. So Danny Sims went to a banquet the previous week and got the College Hall of Fame award for scholar athletes. So congratulations to both Danny and Summer for wonderful high school careers. Also want to congratulate all the UConn graduates from this weekend. I didn't realize how many kids are graduating.
How many were there this year?
Well, let's put it this way: we went to Samantha's, who's Melissa's daughter.
Yeah.
That was yesterday at 9:00 at Gamble Pavilion, and I'm getting text messages from my stepmother. Are you going to church? No, I'm at graduation at Gamble. So are you coming? No, I won't be. So are you coming? 4 times. So are you coming? No, I can't, unfortunately. I felt bad, but still, it was Samantha's graduation. And along with, there were just in her graduation, which was liberal arts and sciences, it was 1,000 kids. Wow. Just at that one.
Yeah.
And they had, there's so many different schools.
Yeah.
At UConn. People just think, it's UConn. It's just one big school. There's the business school.
I was going to say the business school is a really top school.
Yeah. So she graduated yesterday. So don't look, you will find me in 0 pictures. Yeah, so that was yesterday. So it was very nice. It was very nice. We all went out to lunch and then we had a nap. And for you TikTok people that are in here this morning, I slept for 13 hours.
You might think you went to school.
I was, oh my God, it was glorious. And then I woke up and I think my dog was mad because then he threw up all over me. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Damn dog. Yeah. But I feel glorious today.
She's not in any pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't expect to be in any of their pictures anymore. So. Anything else you guys want to bring along to the table here today? Any grizzled stuff or?
No, just you creating a compost pile?
No, I'm not actually. Not that I don't want to, but I don't have one.
Well,
I don't know where I would put it, to be honest with you.
Right in the back corner of your lot.
I don't have a. That's where my garden is this year. If you look to the left side of the house, that landing there, that's where the garden is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even have a compost bin or anything.
I don't either. I put a few cement blocks up and made a couple of bins with it and just turn it over right there.
Oh.
It's big enough now. I turn it over with a rototiller.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I say I could do that with like a blade.
Now, of course, now Court. I mean, he'd need a bulldozer to turn his over if he was.
Court's a baller, I mean, he's big time stuff, man. I'm like, I think I'll get some cucumbers this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some squash. Maybe a tomato. I totally screwed up last year. I placed too many tomatoes. I guess I did all tomatoes last year. We had hundreds of tomatoes, but nothing else.
We probably put in 30 plants last year of tomatoes, but we freeze.
You can them, right? Or you
freeze and or can, yeah.
How do you freeze them? You
ask her.
Okay, Carolyn.
She's at the senior center sewing this morning.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Cool. All right, you guys have anything else today you want to add on this wonderful Monday morning that Paul's feeling accomplished and I'm feeling well rested?
I'm reading a book.
Oh, Jesus.
By Judy Mikovits, which probably most people haven't heard, titled Plague of Corruption, I believe is the title of it. And it's going back over the whole COVID situation and
which is over.
That's over. It never was there to begin with.
All right.
So it's a very, very interesting booklet. I'll talk to you privately about it in a few minutes.
Still think you need your own show because you have some ideas that really need to be just Jim. You still need your own show. You're going to get somebody to be on your show with you.
I'm not a good person at winging things. I mean, some people like yourself, you can just keep moving. Okay. And
I have a basis of stuff that I want to talk about, so it's not really, I mean, there are some days I'll be like, what are you going to talk about, Paul?
Yeah.
And, and then we just find something, but Most of the time I have, I've got a couple of things here that I haven't even gotten to yet.
Well, get to them.
Well, I asked you.
No, I don't have anything more this morning.
I still think you should have your own show. All right. Today is Free Trade Day. Here are the holidays that you should be celebrating that you didn't know that existed in the first place. Free Trade Day. That is today. Great Lakes Awareness Days. Okay. I'm aware that they're there. Moving on. Iris Day. Flower.
Yep.
It's National Coconut Cream Pie Day. That's today. It's National Student Nurses Day. A lot of them graduated from UConn yesterday, as a matter of fact. It's National Meeting Planners Appreciation Day. It's National Have a Coke Day.
Have a Coke?
The beverage.
Oh, okay.
National Give Someone a Cupcake Day. I'm waiting. You should be aware of these.
I was not aware of Coke.
You did not get
the
cake. Apparently, you did not get the assignment.
I did not.
No Socks Day. It's every day. Time of Remembrance and Reconciliation for those who lost their lives during the Second World War Day. It's Victory in Europe Day. It's World Ovarian Cancer Day. It's World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. So those are the holidays that you should be celebrating that you didn't know that existed in the first place. And let's see here. Rachel says, find some Mr. Stripey tomatoes. They're awesome. And Rachel just gave me a cupcake. Thank you, Rachel. So the last thing I have today is there are lots of superstitions out there. And we don't even know where they come from. We just kind of do it. So you ever do the whole, I better do
knock
on wood.
Yeah.
You know what that comes from?
No.
It comes from an old English proverb that if you wanted something to come to you, if you went to what they call like a sacred tree and you knocked on it, it was supposed to bring good luck to you.
Oh.
That's where knocking on wood comes from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Do you know why black cats are so evil? Or they think they're evil?
Why?
Because they were supposed to be the favorite pet of the devil and witches. They were all supposed to be best friends.
That's funny you say that because, Kitty Harbor Jenny tells me that they get a lot of black cats. People don't want to adopt them.
Yeah. We've had numerous ones.
Yeah.
Keep the mice down.
Spilling salts.
Smelling salt? Or spilling salt. Yeah. Throw it over your shoulder.
Yeah, I guess I have heard of that one. Yeah, I don't know what it means.
It's about throwing misfortune.
Yeah.
And getting rid of it. And during the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci strengthened the association between spilled salt and misfortune by depicting Judas with a salt cellar knocked over next to him in his painting, The Last Supper. So there you go. So there's some information that maybe you didn't know.
Did not know that.
It's where these things come from, and it just spans the test of time.
Thank you for those educational responses.
Thank you for being here today. And where's my cupcake? It's National Cupcake Day. All right, Jim, thank you for coming by. It's always a treat to have you come in. We don't see you enough.
No, maybe you'll see me a little bit more. It's kind of getting caught up on some things.
Good. And Paul, always we'll see you on Wednesday, right? Will you be feeling as accomplished on Wednesday?
I'm not sure.
Well, the dirt's already moved, so what else is there to do? Fix the split unit.
There'll be stuff to move.
Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on SNS, and I'll see you tomorrow with me along with a Wassilic. Have a good day.
At last, a checking account that's worth the switch. While some banks offer checking account rewards and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees, at Eastern, we say, why choose? Why settle for a boring checking account when you can Kasasa? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how easy it is to get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, member FDIC. Do you Kasasa?
You've heard